And as promised, cement and tire maker Kesoram Industries is on our radar after its Q2 results. The company saw losses widen due to weakness in its cement as well as rayon and chemicals business. Note that it took price hikes over the past few weeks and is also set to take some strategic actions as well. To talk about all of this, P. Radhakrishnan, the whole-time director and CEO of the company, is joining us now to discuss this and the earnings outlook as well. Mr. Radhakrishnan, good afternoon. Thanks a lot for joining us on CNBC TV18. I was just looking at your numbers, and the first thing that I wanted to ask you is your volumes. Halfway down the mark, volumes are at 3.2 million tons. Do you think you'll be able to hit that target of 8 million tons by end of this year? Because halfway also, it's lesser than what you had guided for.
Good afternoon. Yeah, we should be close to 7.5 on a conservative basis. 8 is will be a tough task, but it is not unattainable. But conservatively, one can say 7.5 is what we should be clocking close to.
So in a way, sir, this is a downward revision to your volume guidance, right? What do you think is the reason for that? And can you talk about the price hikes that have been effected in the last 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah. So if you look at overall, the prices have, the costs have gone up. For us to cover the overall cost for the entire industry, it has gone up. 75 rupees per bag should be the increase. You compare month on month between last year and now. In the recent past, yes, the prices have been up and down, but nowhere it has touched 75 rupees increase per bag. We have the price increase in the last couple of weeks, as you asked, has gone up by 15 rupees or so, depending on market to market.
Okay. And you're saying there is a case to increase it further by 60 rupees?
It's ultimately the cost, and either the costs have to come down or the prices have to go.
So right now the mismatch is 60 rupees per bag?
Close to 60 rupees per bag. You're right.
Okay, so what would this do to Ebitda per ton? Calculated Ebitda per ton in the cement business is approximately 400 rupees. You had guided for 600 to 650. By when, or will you be scaling that guidance down as well, since you're talking about cost pressures?
So somewhere between 425 to 450 is what, given where we are at the end of the half year, is what would be the target, somewhere between 425 to 450.
So we will not be taking, as you were talking, there's a 60 rupees mismatch in pricing as well. So do you think that is something that you'll undertake in the second half? Because from 600, you're not talking about 425 to 450 rupees per ton of Ebitda as guidance. That's a big decline that we are going to see. Any sort of...
I'm not saying, I'm not saying per ton of Ebitda. Second half we will do, we are at 400.
Okay.
Second half we should be doing 700 rupees Ebitda per ton. Right? That the overall Ebitda will be 425 to 450 crores as against last year about 587 crores.
Okay, I'm talking about Ebitda per ton, Mr. Radhakrishnan.
Ebitda per ton, second half should be 700 rupees per ton.
Okay, got it.
And so what will drive this increase to 700 rupees per ton in Ebitda per ton from the current 400 rupees?
The combination of price increase and softening of fuel prices.
Okay. What's the updated debt number and how much have you repaid so far?
Or debt on the
debt number.
On the debt side, we have during this quarter we have repaid 90 crores of our optionally convertible debentures.
Okay. And what would your absolute debt stand at post this?
1650.
1650.
Okay, so the 1650 is by the end of this year is the debt number that you're looking at. What about cost of debt? That is something that you have been willing to bring down. Earlier it was near 19%. You've been planning to bring it down to low teens, but we are in a different scenario when rate hikes are concerned. What is the outlook here? Because your finance costs are also very high.
Yeah, so the absolute debt coming down will bring down the quantum of finance cost. Plus we expect to refi this entire 1650 somewhere around 11 to 12% or close to that by 31st March. That is our endeavor.
Could you tell us, current debt is 1650. In the next 2 quarters, by the end of FY23, what could that number come down to? How much are you hoping to repay?
There are no repayment obligations.
Okay.
So we will, whatever is the cash generation, which will go to service interest and augment the working capital.
Okay.
And we'll refi this entire debt. Yeah.
Okay. So last question before we let you go. When does the rayon business turn around? When does it return to green? What are your plans here in terms of demerger? You've been speaking about getting a strategic investor as well here, ready to sell it at the right valuations. Any update out here?
So the demerger process, the timeline is 31st. By the end of this financial year is what we are trying to do. Meanwhile, there are some corporate actions which we are endeavoring to for infusion of capital into that subsidiary. So when it is crystallized, we will definitely come back to you. We hope it gets crystallized soon. That's where it is.